If you're a sports fan, make sure you go check out SportsCastr for all of your sports needs. Whether you're a football fan, basketball fan, or baseball fan, this app is the perfect way to get news for your team and is an app I personally use myself in case any of you guys want to check out my pregame, halftime, or postgame streams. I'll leave a link in the description below. What is up, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global back here with another video, and the New England Patriots have made yet another free agent signing, and yet again it is an offensive lineman. This time it is offensive tackle Caleb Benenoch. Benanock was drafted in 2016, so he is still fairly new here to the NFL. He was drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, again in the 5th round, and is currently 25 years old, so he does still have a lot of time in the NFL if the Patriots do decide to go the route of keeping him for a longer term time. He has some pretty decent build for an offensive tackle. He sits at 6'5", 304 pounds. What I've heard a lot about Benanock, and it's actually a guy that I heard relating back to the Patriots quite a few times, is that he isn't going to wow you. Okay, this is not like a Trent Brown signing, but he is still a good player. And that shows a lot of evidence to the fact that 9 teams were interested in signing Caleb Benenoch. Okay, 9 teams in the NFL wanted him. He decided to go with the Patriots, not for money, not for really any other reason. The fact that he wanted to play with, get this, Dante Scarnecchia. He wanted to get the best training from the best offensive line coach, and that just shows a lot about his play, that he wants to get better, he wants to develop a lot, and that is exactly what you want here in the New England Patriots atmosphere. Not guys who come in here because they want a lot of money, not guys who come in here for their own greedy reasons, but guys who just want to strive and get better. Since being drafted in 2016, he has had 35 games in his career that he's played in, and out of those 35s, he started in 22. In 2019, he has only appeared in 1 game, but obviously there's nothing too much to that as literally the season just started. So the big thing here is that you're getting the guy who really is able to stay healthy, a guy who has a lot of experience here in the NFL. Well, I shouldn't say a lot. That might be a little overhyping it. He isn't a veteran, but he has a good amount of experience here in the NFL, so they're not just picking up some undrafted rookie. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, why did the Patriots add another offensive lineman? Okay, they just went out and they signed Marshall Newhouse. They brought back James Ferentz. Like, what is going on with this offensive line? Well, for those of you who don't already know, Isaiah Wynn did get injured in the game versus the Miami Dolphins. I might do a video on him, but long story short, we don't know exactly when Isaiah Wynn is going to be back. At this time, he's really just week by week with an injury that really does linger around, so you're not totally sure when he's going to be ready. You also have to remember that Marcus Cannon was dealing with an injury. There is the possibility that he plays this week versus the Jets, but at the same time, it's just the Jets, okay? The Patriots should be fine versus that type of team, a team that really isn't striving, and just a game ultimately the Patriots should win. So if I'm the Patriots, I'm giving a guy like Marcus Cannon more time to heal up, so when it comes to these bigger games, like Cowboys, Eagles, Ravens, we have our pro right tackle back in the game. With that being said, the Patriots would be looking at having Newhouse at left tackle while having Corey Cunningham at right tackle. Now what that means then for the Patriots going forward is that they would not have a backup tackle. If Newhouse or Cunningham were to go down, the Patriots would be pretty bruised in that situation. They'd have to do what they did week 1 versus the Steelers when Cannon went down, and that would most likely be moving Joe Thuney to tackle and bringing in a guy like Illuminor or Ferentz to play guard. Now, something here to monitor and something to watch is, does Caleb Benenoch get the starting job? And if he does, who is it over? Now, if I had to take my guess, I would say that if he was to take someone's spot, it would be Corey Cunningham, just because Marshall Newhouse is a long veteran, and the Patriots always like to go with the veterans, the big guys, the guys who have experience around the NFL. Corey Cunningham has a little bit of experience, but he doesn't have as much experience as either Benenoch or Newhouse.
But at the same time, I could see the Patriots keeping Cunningham on the team or on the active roster and keeping him on the offensive line at that starting right tackle position while Marcus Cannon is out, only because he's been around the team a lot longer than, of course, Benenock or Newhouse has. But if you want to know my personal opinion, if I'm Bill Belichick and I'm the Patriots, what I personally would do is I would have your center again being Ted Karras, your left guard being Joe Thuney, your right guard being Shaq Mason, your left tackle being Marshall Newhouse, and your right tackle being Caleb Benenoch. And having your backup tackle on the active roster, do not ghost him and making him a healthy scratch, but having Corey Cunningham as a backup tackle, a guy you can bring in for a swing tackle, but also have his reinsurance in case one of these guys goes down. Now, last season, he started all 16 games. He actually didn't play at tackle, though. He played at right guard. And then over the summer, he was actually beaten by second-year guard Alex Kappa, if I'm pronouncing that right. And ultimately, that is why he got released. And for anyone wondering when he got released, he was actually released last week. So that just shows how, if you're looking at the amount of teams that were interested in, which was 9 other teams, and then including the Patriots would be 10, that there obviously is talent and potential in this kid. Now, for those of you being worrisome for the fact that he played guard last season, don't be, okay? He actually played tackle and guard at UCLA, and I believe he's also played tackle a little bit here in the NFL, not just guard. So he has a lot of experience and a lot of versatility, which Bill Belichick is going to love. Whether it's the Patriots needing a guard, whether it's the Patriots needing a tackle, this is a guy that they can plug in really wherever. So ultimately, it's a really, really good signing by the Patriots positional-wise. We aren't sure of the terms right now because they haven't released it. If I'm having to guess what it is, I'm guessing it's just going to be a 1-year deal worth a very minimal amount. Keep in mind the Patriots really do not have that much room when it comes to cap, so I don't expect this to be much whatsoever. I would say at the very highest, it would be a 1-year deal worth about 1 to 1.2 mil. But that is going to be it for today's video. What are your guys' thoughts on the signing of offensive tackle / guard Caleb Benenoch? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys would like to grab some Pages Global merch, there'll be a link in the description below. Like always, if you guys send me a picture, video of you rocking your merch, I will shout you out here on the Patriots Global channel in my next YouTube video. Also, if you guys are not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. But most importantly, if you are going to subscribe, make sure you hit that bell notification. A lot of you are not getting notified when I am posting a new video. So you want to make sure that you have that bell notification on and choose that you want to get notified for all the videos I post. Because trust me, a lot of crazy things happen here in the NFL and you're not going to want to miss out on anything. Make sure you guys share this video with everybody who knows we know the Patriots Global family. And other than that, I will catch you guys in another video.